Richie Rich.
What's up with you, kid?
Man, I'm good, brother. I ain't gonna lie. You always had one of my favorite voices when I was growing up. Like,
Right.
Rather Be is one of my favorite Tupac songs ever.
Okay.
And it was so dope to see. Like, I was like scrolling and I see you pop up on at the Pergola with Lil Russell.
Right.
You have this legendary, unfortunate moment for you where you
see me pop up and pop down.
Yeah, you. I mean, you heard like you broke something while you were
tore a lower patella.
Yeah, so you fall out, but you don't stop rapping.
Come on,
and
bro.
it becomes like this, like viral, legendary moment.
Hey, I'm be honest with you. That shit. I mean, I had no choice, really. Like,
but the adrenaline had to be running for you to just keep going.
I didn't even feel the leg, to be honest with you. I didn't feel the leg. I knew my verse was coming. Russ was trying to pick me up, and I got people talking about, dude, watch that. Watch how you snatch the mic from Russell. Like, you just snatch. I took the mic and just got to it, and then I start freestyling what happened when I go back and look at it, I'd be like, damn, I was on point.
Like, you was on your shit. Like, that shit was legendary, bro.
You say legendary, yeah.
You're one of like the very few people who were like on the ground level of like the hip hop scene in the Bay Area.
Right.
You were in a group 415, right?
415, yep.
Back in the day. When did you initially? When did that group start? Just to give people a timeline. Because I think the only guy we always reference like back to the 80s is like Too Short.
Right.
Early 90s, 80s is like short, but like you were very much a part of that early Bay Area movement as well.
We came right after Short. 415, we popped in 89. That's when we dropped that record, and it rolled into the summer of 1990. So it was 1989 when we dropped the 415 record, and then it carried in 90. It's funny you say Short was the only one, and he was our target. That's who we was gunning for Short, because he was the dude, you know what I mean? So he was that was the, and I remember Short used to be like, man, y'all got a little ways to go before y'all can fuck with me, you know? And then we ended up dropping the 415 record. We was at a car wash one day. Short pulled up, and we was knocking the record. He was listening. He looked at me, he said, all right, man. He said, y'all got the town right now. Yeah. And he went in there and cooked that goddamn ghetto up and came back right back banging. You feel me?
You guys inspired. He's like, shit, someone coming for me. I
gotta keep going. Yeah, but dog, man, that's one of my homeboys, man. I want
to say rest in peace to his brother too.
Yeah, man.
His brother, unfortunately,
man, that's crazy.
I think it was last night.
Well, yeah, yesterday morning. Yeah, Wayne Loke, man, good dude. But yeah, Short, he pioneered that thing, and we came behind him. There was other artists that were still rocking, but 415, and we had no clue, bro, that shit was gonna do what it did. You know what I mean? We just was putting music out, and that's where it started. For me, it started in '89, and then I got myself wrapped up in a little trouble in the street, hustling, and then when I came home, I think my next play was Tupac, what's that album he did?
Me Against the World?
Me Against the World, yeah. He put me on Me Against the World.
And so you had already had, before you got incarcerated and got in trouble, you had already had a great relationship with Pac. Because for people who are Tupac fans, they know his Oakland roots.
No, I didn't know Pac. When I was 415, when I got in trouble, I didn't know Pac. I met him after that. I met him when I came home. I met Tupac over a sack of weed. This chick called me and said she had a dude who wanted to buy some pot. I went over there to serve him, and it was him. And then we kind of got cool, but not on the music shit.
Right.
Just on some hanging out shit. And one thing led to another. And then I think Pac put me on Me Against the World, and then the Luniz put me on that remix.
Yes, which is...
And that kicked it right back off of me. Yeah, where you from? Oakland.
Yeah.
Smoke. And that kicked it right back off of me.
One of the greatest remixes ever.
Come on.
Yeah, that's dope, too, because if you think about it from your perspective, you're part of this group, then you go away, you come home, and like at that time, I Got 5 on It had to be running the Bay.
Yeah, I mean, it was, man,
that was a national record, but I'm sure up there it was different.
It was killing shit. The Luniz was killing it. Yeah, that was a big record. And,
shout out to Yuck Mouth, too, who went on to have an incredible, like, independent run. And
yeah, Yuck, cold lyricist, bro. I mean, both of them, Yuck and, but I mean, Yuck, he's always was different, man. JJ always been different with them bars. So, yeah, JJ and them put me on, they put me on, that's we knew him as JJ before he came with Yuck. Right. But they put me on that 5 on It. And that spawned the Def Jam deal between the 5 on it and the Me Against the World. And then the labels start popping out, and then I ended up over there on Def Jam.
That's dope, man. That's crazy. When you found out, first of all, were you able to hear anybody else's verses on the remix to I Got 5 on it?
I got to the studio late, Kev. I pulled up late because I was always in the street hustling. I remember when I got there, 40 had a garbage can, bro. A plastic garbage can full of Hurricane. So I was like, what's in the garbage can? It was like, drink. So he came with all the mix, I guess, and poured all the shit in this garbage can. So I'm scooping my cup.
This is like Jungle Juice, essentially.
Yeah, same shit.
Yes.
Like he mixing all this shit, but it's in a big-ass garbage can. I get to the studio, and I think everybody's verses was down. And I remember Yuck saying, Double, how long it's going to take you to write your verse? So I started writing, and we was drinking and smoking and just talking shit. And to be honest with you, I hated the verse.
Really?
I'm going to tell you, the 2 verses that people like the most from me are the 2 verses that I wasn't comfortable with. Even the one on Me Against the World. The certain niggas want to stick to the game. Because Pac was rushing me. Like, so I'm writing fast. And I figured the bars was cool, but I wasn't swinging them the way, you know what I mean? Sometimes it take you a little time to, when you write something, to run through it 3 or 4 times. Yeah. Man, they like, come on, let's get it down. So both of them verses, to me, I was like, man, I could do, like with Pac, when you lay something, you better lay what you want because it's stuck. Like he ain't letting you go back in there. And the same thing with the 5 on it. I laid it. And dude, to me, I mean, Shock G's verse was cold. Yuck's verse was cold. I had no clue that my verse would be the verse that everybody went to with the song.
Yeah, it's like this. To me, it's my favorite verse on the song. Also because like you just brought like your like real player shit. Like you know what I mean?
Right.
Like,
and the thing was like I was being rushed, so I didn't really. I was listening because I think they played it a couple times, and I heard what Yuck had said, and I was like, damn, here we go.
Right.
Like he was hard to come behind, and so when I came with that, where you from? Oakland, smoking. I was just trying to cover up as many bars as I could because I didn't have my shit together.
Right.
And when the song came out, we shot the video. And like, I remember being in New York in Justin's. Puff had a party. And we was in that restaurant. And they played that record. And when they dropped the music and said, where you from? And I was like, what the fuck? We in New York.
What year was the party?
The party had to be 95, maybe.
Oh shit! So this is before Diddy got super weird.
Yeah,
this was when the Diddy parties were still like very player. You know what I mean?
Well, it was a restaurant, so it was his son's restaurant. So this was my first time being at one of them events, and I remember Puff was always to me like the hardest working man in the game. Like they had all them records, dude, and it just seemed like for me. I always felt like once you hit a certain spot, you'd be like, all right, I'm good. I can lay off. But I remember going in Justin's with my manager. He was like, hey, Puff and them having a party up here.
Was Big there?
Big was Big there? I don't know if Big was there or not. I know Craig Macnam was in there.
Yeah.
And we came from like, when we club, we go to the bar and we buy shots.
Right.
You know what I mean? Or buy solo drinks. We never bought no bottles. So I was never into that. And I remember Puff was like, well, whatever you want to drink. And at the time, we was drinking Cavassier. So he like, you want a bottle? I was like, no, I'll go to the bar and just grab a drink. So we was in there and they dropped that record, bro. And when I heard the response, I was like, they like that off this motherfucker in New York.
Yeah.
Dude. And then from there, everywhere we went. I mean, that record's smashing right now. Like,
oh, for sure. It's still in gold rotation all over the country. Like you turn any noon mix on, any radio station, you gonna hear it. You know.
Yeah, that 5 on it is a crazy record.